Hey everybody, I'm here today. I'm joined by Incubator member Adam, and I'm excited to tell you to let him share his story. But right out of the gate, we'll talk about. So Adam joined us. It is April 23rd today. He joined us the first day of March, so less than 2 months from before when he joined us. He wasn't on sale. He wasn't selling fractional services, and in the 2 months since he's been with us, he sold about $175,000 worth of fractional services, coming out to like 15,000 a month in less than 60 days. So we're going to talk about how he did that, his story, and what his experience has been like so far. But first, Adam, you want to take a minute and share a little bit about your background and introduce yourself?
Yeah. So Adam Gray coming live from the Illinois area here. So I was an executive for Blue Origin was kind of my last stand. Honestly, guys, just completely burned out. Just miserable, hating life, to be 100% honest with you. I kind of stumbled across Harrison's cool little things he was posting on social media, and I just had to learn more from it. But just high level. I mean, I've always been an operations guy. I started off in the military, spent time with multiple different Fortune 500 companies, and I've always have just been helping the man, for lack of better words, always make more money. And I've always had the thought of stepping out, right? Really being this entrepreneur in life. But I was always scared. I was always scared. I was always scared. I'm not lying to you. Like, it's still scary at the same time, but finding Harrison has been a real blessing in disguise.
Man, that's what we do, man, your story is so similar to so many people's. What was it about fractional in particular? Like a guy like you know, if you got this entrepreneurial streak and you're fed up with the corporate life, like there's a lot of different ways to go about making a pivot. What was it about the fractional idea that appealed most to you?
Yeah, I mean, I've always had a strong operations, leadership, manufacturing background, and by the time I was working for Collins Aerospace, Raytheon Technologies, just in general, spent time at Honeywell as a multi-site leader, and I kind of picked up on a trend. I was always doing the same thing, consistently over realigning operations, right? Parachuting into all these different factories, running almost billion-dollar P&Ls, and I really do possess this unique skill set that multiple businesses really needed. But it was just, right, I had no idea how to step out, how to package it, right? I don't have a sales background. I just come in, I'm an influencer, executor, and get things done.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And so with the engagements that you've got now, and we might need to do an update because Adam is selling. He follows our advice, which is you get a couple of engagements, that's great, but you don't take your foot off the gas. The rule number one that we have inside the incubator is never stop selling. So we might
Yes.
have to do an update here in a little bit because we're not going to talk about a couple things that you might have in the pipeline that would be even more exciting. But with the engagements that you have so far, what are you helping them with? What are their problems? What are they struggling with, and what do they need you for?
Yeah, so basically, right, throughout your curriculum, right, you kind of create different audits and things to really dive in, whether it's highly paid chores or this audit. And I've been able to strategically create an audit that really spells out real operational leakage, comparing it to a best in class manufacturing site to world class to kind of where they're at, and it kind of plots them visually on a scale. But my first engagement is about 8 to 10 hours a week. I'm going to be helping fill in on a project, but basically I'm going to be realigning operations. Literally what I've done my whole entire life. So putting all the structures, systems in place, really focusing on the sequencing relationships to really move work forward throughout the whole entire manufacturing process. A lot of corporate leaders have honestly, for at least my perspective, really don't know how to align operations, right? They focus on the actual departments itself. Let's make engineering better, right? Let's make supply chain better. But what I've learned personally is they fail because if engineering doesn't have a true design, right, then how can supply chain procure that and get supplier readiness? So I've kind of created my own operational performance equation. So I'm going to be resequencing those operations all the way from the time a customer places an order and engineering does the design all the way through the whole entire process till we actually deliver that quality product on time.
It's beautiful, man. So is that it's leveraging the skills that you've developed over your entire career, but now you're the
Yes.
man. You're the
Yeah.
one capturing the upside.
Yeah, and look, oh man, it was such a good feeling too, right? Because now, I get to set the actual boundaries of how I'm working, right? If they want to reach me on a weekend, right? Like you got to coordinate ahead of time, right? Here's going to be my office hours, and just the whole script is completely flipped. It's like I don't want to say they're putting me on a pedestal, but it's like I'm definitely being seen as put on a pedestal, which is nice. And it's literally everything I've been doing for the last 17, 18 years of my life, but now it's just doing it for myself. And it's the most freedom I've had in a long time. And peace, oh man. I can't like taking my kids to school, like literally just dropped them off, made it home just in time, right, to have this conversation today. I've never been able to do that, right? Like I've been on airplanes constantly, working, 18-hour days to be honest with you. It's especially at Blue, man. I mean, I was so burned out. I was so burned out. Like I was miserable. I mean, I was to the point, Harrison, I didn't even wanna get out of bed, dude. I'm
Jeez.
I'm not lying to you, man. Like, I hated my life, dude. Oh, just thinking about it, man, just gets me, ugh. Just,
I know.
ugh.
Yeah. And now what I don't think I said at the beginning is all of that we're currently less than 60 days in, 1450, I think 14.5 a month is what you're capturing take home, but that's less than 20 hours a week
Yes,
of
hands
work
down.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, man, I probably have room to take on at least 2 or 3 more clients strategically.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
I think
I
so.
mean, I have six in the sales pipeline right now. 2 are pretty warm. And like you mentioned, right, we might have a big one on the horizon because I'm gonna be traveling down to a different state next week to meet with the CEO. So very much looking forward to that.
Man, that's awesome. So when you started with us, you mentioned kind of, uh how we created your proposals and we walked through the sales process. I guess what did you see as when you started this journey saying I'm gonna sell this? What was the biggest gap where you needed help, and how did the incubator help you?
Yeah. Honestly, Harrison, it was the whole mindset. Right. It really is a different mindset. And like throughout your curriculum, right, you talk about the entrepreneur, right? Building a website, right? Obsessing over that, right? Putting 20 different pages in there. Like I was that guy. Like I went back to my first website and I'm like, dang, dude, he's right. And then just obsessing over all these things. But even like the whole sales process, right? Like digging into the three P's you bring out, looking at the offer in five different steps. I mean, really, like, the way you packaged everything strategically, like, just completely shifts your mindset from being an employee, right, to actually, right, being somebody who is going to be, I guess I wanna use the word "the man," right?
You are the man. Yeah, that's what it is, or the woman. And for any women watching this, we've a lot of success stories there too. So but you said something interesting a minute ago, where you said it's like they're putting you on a pedestal,
Yeah.
and I want to highlight that for a second because that's really really important. In one of the mindset shifts that all of our incubator members need to make is you all have this incredible background. You've done all the, like, we don't let you in the program if you don't have if you don't have the chops. And no matter what, no matter how good you are, when you're applying for a job as a W-2, as an employee, you're always underneath the person who's making that decision. So it doesn't matter how good you are, they're always gonna view you in this sort of like sub position. You're beneath me. I'm going to be your boss, or I'm going to be your supervisor, whatever it is. And it doesn't matter how good you are. And that's one of the things that we flip when you come into this. You're not an employee anymore. you're the business owner and you're speaking to these CEOs as a true peer, which gives you so much more leverage and so much more control over what the engagements look like. How has that experience been for you, Adam, coming from this career background, this really highly skilled guy, but always being the employee, to now you're the business owner and you're setting the rules of engagement?
Yeah, look, dude, it's been a true breath of fresh air. So like even just being at Blue, I mean, even though I'm more than capable of doing stuff right, getting full alignment, just even if you want to challenge, ask tough questions, right, try to drive a real consensus with the leaders above you. I mean, just if they don't want to hear you out, to your point, man, they're honestly not going to hear you out. But, you know, fast forward now, right, to the last 2 months, it's like when I'm on these calls, right, like I am the expert. And quite frankly, I really am the expert, having learned everything over the last 17 years. But they really value your input. It's like those calls, like you're providing value. Like it's they are truly there to learn. They have real problems and they really need help, man. And when you start talking and look, they're listening and it's really collaborative conversations. And look, when I've gone on site and having multiple other calls, like everyone's there, like you got full attention, right? They're there, they're listening, they're engaged, they're bought in, they're asking questions. And look, we're solving problems together, man, which is beautiful. On my time, though.
Yeah, that's right. So there's 3 big pieces to the curriculum really to, like, go to going on sale and getting your first engagement. We talked about kind of the beginning part, which is getting ready. And
Yes.
then there's the prospect generation that we do for all of you. And then there's the actual sales part. So, like, once you send the message to the prospect, what do you do next? How has the incubator been helpful throughout that process?
Yeah, I mean, I don't wanna say it's held my hand the whole entire way, but I mean, it's definitely held my hand the whole entire way, right? From creating, why do I wanna be in this program, to flushing out my niche, and then,
Yeah, I
right,
say
niching
niche.
down, right, one more time. And then completely redoing my LinkedIn. I mean, my LinkedIn was even a joke, and now I look at it, I'm like, "Huh, that does look kinda good." And then from there, right, just building out, multiple different outreach statements and tailoring everything to truly what you wanna do. And then you guys even assist at providing prospects, right, as I'm learning to dig in and learn sales on my own. And look, I mean, look, I've got this sales book that
Yeah,
I'm
there
I'm
you go.
finishing up right here. I bought another one. You kinda talked about the psychological selling, so, I mean, like, just digging in. But then from there, I mean, when you start getting to these calls, right, like, the scripts are very straightforward, very simplistic, and to really keep it simple, stupid. I mean, I came to you, like came to how many times you're like, "Hey, redo it, it's too complicated, you're using too many words." And look, you're right, man, like, you only have just a few seconds to grab their attention. They don't need to read these long burps like I'm used to in the corporate world, selling all these buzzwords and these dreams. It's like, if they need help, they're gonna be there. But then just from there, right, like, going through the whole proposal process, right? You mean, you've been phenomenal helping me throughout that, strategically, giving me feedback and making this better, practicing different times. I mean, I just can't say enough, like, it's literally held my hand, right? It's helped me gain that confidence to where now, man, I mean, it really is second nature, right?
Yeah.
From that first call, I remember my first call, being nervous, and then I don't know why, right? Like I can get in front of 2,000 people and speak at all hand meetings and quarterly town halls all the time. But here I am with a mom and pop CEO COO together, and I'm just like cringing for some reason. But the more outreach you do, I mean, the more prospects you start generating, the more calls you start having, and then from there, I mean, it just really becomes second nature. It truly does.
Yeah. Yeah, and you in particular are a fast study, and it's been so great to watch, and watching people make that flip that switch is what's so gratifying to me of, well, when you're an employee, you kinda realize, or you when you're an employee, you kinda get paid almost by the, like, task and by the things you're doing, by the words. And, like, we see that with most people who come in the program when they're making their first proposals, or they're creating their outreach messaging, they wanna kinda list out everything that they can do. and it just becomes so unwieldy. And what I always tell people in the program, I think I've probably told you this several times by now, Adam, but if you give them too much to think about,
Yeah.
they're going to say, "Let me think about it," and "let me think about it" is the death knell of any sale. And so instead we flip that on our head. We're not proposing work by the word or by the task. You're proposing work by the outcome.
Yep.
And when you're speaking to a CEO as a peer, that's what they want to hear. They're thinking in terms of outcomes, and so we meet them on their level and think in terms of outcomes.
Yep.
And watching you attach to that, and the results speak for themselves. But it's been incredibly gratifying.
Yeah, and look, man, that's where my mind goes, right, to your trifecta, right? If you're not reducing risk, right, saving costs or generating new revenue, then quite frankly, like, don't talk to them if you can't
Yeah.
talk ROI, man, hands down, because they don't wanna hear it, right? They have busy days, right? They still have businesses to run at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what we sell. Another thing we say all the time in the incubators, what we're ultimately selling is we're selling money. We're selling
Yeah,
money at a discount.
hands down.
And you have to frame everything that you sell in terms of, here's the ROI, here's why you pay Adam $1, you wind up with 10 more. And
Yep.
if you can tell that story and you have the authority for them to believe it, that's where this becomes really simple. So, one of the things we really work hard on in the incubator to provide you all is support and communication. How have you found that process working? It's me and Hayden helping you. How's the support, and has that been something that has made a difference for you?
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like, whenever I get random thoughts that go through my head, like, even over this weekend, my dissertation for my doctorate degree in my book, I instantly just message you guys right away. I mean, you guys are super responsive, helpful. Like if I ever have any questions, concerns, I mean, just anything that crosses my mind, right? I always send it to you guys, and you guys are always quick. And then you guys do 4 calls a week. I know I haven't joined the live one yet, but I mean,
Yeah.
I do watch the recordings,
Oh, nice. Yeah,
and
good.
they are definitely helpful.
Yeah, that's great, man. So what would you say to somebody, you mentioned at the beginning that, like, even a guy like you with your background, and everyone who's watching this it also has those kind of has similar chops and experience, but there's still this level of fear going into it on your own. What would you say to somebody now that you're on the other side of it, who's struggling with those same feelings?
Yeah, honestly, guys, I'm telling you what, I know it's scary. You just got to go through the storm. You truly do. Like, you can sell anything, to be honest with you. And quite frankly, I don't even look at it as selling anymore because you're really providing value from that standpoint. And you have nothing to lose. I mean, worst case, you try it, it's not for you. But I guarantee you, if you try it, you put the effort in, you truly follow the steps that Harrison has laid out and listen to the coaching that they provide, right, daily, weekly, and you put the work in. You put the work in and you just trust the system and the process. Look, I am 100% living proof that it works. Hands down, it works.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude. It's been like I've said multiple times. This is why we do it. Watching these success stories, and you mentioned taking the kids to school. So, like, I'm after we get done, I'm going to a fundraiser at my son's school because I want to,
Nice.
and I think so many people are in that same position of just feeling like, a quote full time job is really 60 hours a week or even more.
Yeah.
What do you see as the impact on your family life going forward?
Oh, it's amazing, man. I mean, honestly, we had a whole bunch of people over yesterday at the house. We had a little backyard baseball game. We all had some football pizzas from Alfano's right down the road, which is oh, love it. And honestly, man, we roasted s'mores and we just had some fellowship and hung out and had a really good time. And I mean, I was just at my kid's school on Monday for first time, right? They had a little center role model day, and I was able to go eat a cinnamon roll with him and just hang out. Right? I'm not on an airplane. I'm not traveling around. I control my schedule, I control my time. And look, right, working, those 20 hours a week, right, to earn what I've earned now, right? I can do that on my time whenever I want to do it. As long as I'm aligned with the leaders and we're all um coordinating, talking, and I mean just rocking and rolling, man, to be
Yeah.
100% honest with you.
Yeah.
It's truly a blessing. Like that's
And
how I really see the American dream now, right? Like I think having like honestly, like even if I was making nothing, like to have this piece of time, right, and still be able to, provide for my family. I mean, I think that's ultimately where it's at. I mean, sky's the limit where you want to go, but to have this piece of time that I've never had 17 years of my life, especially in the military, to all the different corporate jobs I've held and ever increasing responsibilities, climbing the ladder. I mean, this is just I'm not taking this for granted. Let me tell you that much.
yeah. And we always say, like now, like the other big benefit is now you have this skill. So like what we always tell people when they come in is your magic is whatever you've spent your career mastering and becoming world class at. But the skill that's missing is, well, how do I turn that into a practice for myself where I own the engagement and I own the upside. And now that's something that you have that nobody can take away.
Yes.
And the other cool thing about it is you can turn it up or turn it down depending on where you're at in life. You're not at the mercy of whatever company you're at. Like you may have a period in life, like maybe it's a sports season that you want to coach your kids, and well, you can say, well, I'm gonna turn down an engagement because I don't need it for the next few months.
Yeah.
But if you want to coach your kids, but you're at a W-2 and they're going through a busy season, well, you're at their mercy,
Yeah.
and you can't do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
You gotta
and when you
kiss that
say,
goodbye, man.
yeah, yeah, and like I do think it is a new take on the American dream. I really do. I hadn't thought much about that, but when you said it, it really resonated with me, Adam. It's whatever the American dream was 50 years ago, it's changed a lot. And now if you can have that presence and have that income security at the same time, it doesn't get much better than that.
Hands
How do
down.
you, how's your wife feel about all this?
She was hesitant at first, don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
Like, always having a W-2, always being stable, But I mean proof's in the pudding, right? And I can honestly say that throughout this program, I mean I've really learned so much from, marketing, branding, right? Sales, understanding how to package multiple things. I mean, I feel like I've learned more the last, 60 days of my life than I have honestly probably the last 3, 4 years of my life.
Man, that means everything. That's what we do. So last question we'll leave them with, Adam, is what would you say to somebody who is considering joining the incubator, but unsure if it's the right thing, unsure if it's worth it? What would you tell them?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Christian by trade, right? So definitely pray on it. But at the same time, I mean, you have nothing to lose. You really don't. I mean, if you're worried about, the investment, this and that, quite frankly, I mean, I probably would have paid double of what I paid for this. And if you look at my return, I mean, I've already 12x'd, 13x. I'm not a math guy by any means, but I've definitely already made my money back and then some. And I mean, my pipeline's full. And honestly, if you're just in a state where you're at that crossroad in life, I just highly encourage you to just jump in and go for it. I know it's scary. I know it is, right? And look, like I said earlier, I'm definitely still nervous by any means, but look, there's a program, there's structure. It literally it holds your hand from A to Z and it works. I am hands down living proof. Call me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to talk. I mean, this has really changed my life for forever, to be 100% honest with you.
Man, well, thank you, Adam. Thank you for taking the time, and thank you for telling your story. And we're just at the beginning. So, like I said, we'll have to do an update once a few more of these deals close. But thanks again,
No.
man. Anything you want to leave them with, where they can, if they want to connect with you or whatever on online, you're more than welcome to share that.
Yeah, yeah, just find me on LinkedIn, reach out. Look, any questions, concerns, hesitations, I'll be happy to talk through you. And then if anybody else is in the program and they're struggling to find some momentum and you just want to chat, look, I'm here too. I know I personally reached out to a few people that I've seen in the program that have signed big deals. I mean, one was like a $90,000 engagement already, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm calling this guy." Right? So, just it really is a community, right? We're all here to support ourselves. Like, we're not competing with other people. I mean, even though one of the guys is doing operational stuff, I mean, he's not supporting manufacturing by any means. And there's just space for everybody in this
Yeah.
world. I mean, there's so many businesses out there, and they really need help. And like I said, you've developed a skill set, like Harrison said, throughout the many years. It's just, how do you monetize that? How do you provide the value from that? So, and this can definitely do it. But just reach out. I'm here to help.
Well, thank you, Adam. Thank you again, and thank you for watching, everybody. And I will see you if you're in the incubator. I'll see you in our chats. If you're not in the incubator, book that call
Yeah.
or whatever you're thinking about doing, and I'll see you. We'll see you there. All right. Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody.